Have you ever walked into a Target, minding your own business, just trying to grab some laundry detergent and maybe a snack, and suddenly felt like you were the main character in a slightly awkward play? Well, get ready, because that feeling might just become the new normal. Target has rolled out a brand new employee policy, and it's causing quite a stir, not just among the staff, but among shoppers too. It's called the Tender for Rule, and it's designed to make your shopping experience, well, more interactive, whether you want it to be or not. So what is this Tender for Rule? It's pretty simple in theory. If a Target employee is within 10 feet of you, they're now required to smile, make eye contact, and even wave. Yes, wave. Like your old friends spotting each other across a crowded room. But that's just the first part. The rule gets even more personal. If an employee comes within 4 feet of you, they must greet you personally and start a warm, helpful conversation. It's like a social proximity sensor, but for retail. According to Target, this is all part of a grand plan to elevate the shopping experience and make customers feel truly appreciated. They believe that when you're greeted and feel welcomed, it translates into guest love and loyalty. It sounds nice on paper, doesn't it? A friendly, welcoming environment. But the reality of it is proving to be a little more complicated. The announcement has set the internet on fire, especially on platforms like Reddit, where Target employees and customers have gathered to share their unfiltered thoughts. And let me tell you, they are not holding back. One alleged employee posted, "Who the heck is waving at guests? If I was a shopper, I would find that creepy." Another chimed in, saying, "Who the heck waves? I've never waved at a guest and would feel so uncomfortable doing so." The sentiment is clear. For many employees, this feels unnatural and forced. One person even joked that the person who came up with this idea must be an alien who doesn't understand normal human interaction. Can you imagine being in the middle of a busy shift, trying to stock shelves or fulfill an online order, and having to stop every few seconds to perform a mandatory wave? It sounds exhausting. As another user put it, nothing says corporate joy like a mandatory smile. And it's not just the employees who are skeptical. The very people this policy is meant to charm the customers are also pushing back. The general consensus online seems to be a resounding please don't. One person wrote, "When I'm a customer, I don't want to be bothered while I'm shopping." That's a mood I think many of us can relate to. Sometimes you just want to put on your headphones, get in the zone, and grab what you need without having to make small talk. Another shopper even gave employees permission to ignore the rule, saying, "I'm a customer." Don't do that. I give you permission to not look at me and smile. The comments just keep rolling in, with people saying things like, "As a guest, I would hate this." And my personal favorite, "Catch me staying 11 feet away." It seems Target's attempt to foster connection might actually be encouraging people to practice social distancing inside their stores. Now, to be fair, this kind of policy isn't entirely new in the retail and service world. Walmart has had its own 10-foot rule for years, which requires employees to make eye contact with customers who come within that range. And if you've ever been to a Disney-themed park, you've experienced the 10 and -5 rule. Cast members are trained to make eye contact and smile at 10 feet, and then offer a verbal greeting when they're within 5 feet. The difference is, at a theme park, you're kind of expecting that level of theatrical cheerfulness. It's part of the magic, part of the show. But when you're just trying to decide between the different brands of toothpaste on a Tuesday afternoon, a sudden, enthusiastic wave from a stranger might feel less like magic and more like, well, a little strange. Target seems to be taking the Walmart and Disney models and dialing them up a notch, adding that mandatory wave and the required conversation starter. This brings up a bigger conversation about authenticity in customer service. We all want to feel valued when we're spending our money. But does a forced interaction feel valuable? Or does it feel like you're part of a script? The most memorable and positive customer service experiences are usually the ones that feel genuine. It's the employee who notices you look confused and offers help without being prompted, or the cashier who shares a real, unscripted laugh with you. When interactions are mandated from the top down, they can easily lose that spark of authenticity. It puts employees in a tough position, forcing them to act in a way that might not come naturally to them, and it can make customers feel like they're being handled rather than helped. Think about your own personality. Some people are naturally bubbly and outgoing, and for them, the tender for rule might be easy. But for more introverted employees, it could be a source of daily anxiety. And what about the enforcement? Target hasn't officially said what the consequences will be for employees who don't follow the tender for rule. But according to some online chatter from self-proclaimed employees, there's been talk of an increase in secret shoppers. These are people hired to pose as regular customers to check if the staff is sticking to the new rules. This adds a layer of pressure and surveillance that can't be good for morale. Instead of focusing on their actual tasks, employees now have to worry if the person they just walked past without waving was a secret shopper who is now going to report them. It creates an environment of suspicion rather than one of genuine warmth. It seems like a classic case of a corporate initiative that sounds good in the boardroom but doesn't quite translate to the reality of the shop floor. The irony is that Target is already known for having a pretty positive brand image and a loyal customer base. People love Target. They affectionately call it Target. They go in for one thing and come out with a cart full of stuff they didn't know they needed. That guest love and loyalty that the company is chasing? They already have a lot of it. So why risk messing with a good thing? This new policy seems to be a solution in search of a problem. If the goal is to improve the customer experience, there are probably a dozen other things they could focus on, like ensuring shelves are well-stocked, checkout lines are short, or that there are enough staff on the floor to actually help when a customer genuinely needs it. Forcing every single interaction into a predefined mold feels like a misstep. Let's be real, most of us just want a clean store, fair prices, and the ability to find what we're looking for. A friendly hello is great, but a mandatory wave from 10 feet away? It's just not what most people are looking for. It also completely ignores the fact that shoppers have different preferences. Some people love to chat, while others are on a mission and prefer to be left alone. A one-size-fits-all approach to social interaction is bound to fail because, well, people aren't one-size-fits-all. What one person finds friendly, another might find intrusive. What Target sees as creating connection, many shoppers are seeing as an invasion of their personal shopping bubble. Ultimately, it will be interesting to see how this plays out. Will Target listen to the feedback from its employees and customers and adjust the policy? Or will they double down, leading to a new era of awkwardly waving at each other in the aisles? It's a fascinating case study in corporate culture versus real-world human behavior. Maybe the real guest love comes from trusting your employees to be themselves and allowing for natural, authentic connections to happen, rather than trying to script them. What do you think? Is this a brilliant move to create a friendlier shopping environment, or is it a cringy corporate overreach? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious to hear if you'd love this or hate it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories everyone is talking about. See you next time.